Insider, we got a special guest joining us today. Her name is Martina, and she recently graduated from our flagship program called the Life Mastery Achievers, also known as LMA. So I'll be essentially asking her questions to see how she found the whole experience and the benefits she experienced as a result of going through the transformational journey. So Martina, how's everything going?
Good, Tim. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. So let's start with the first question. What's your name, where you're currently based, and what you currently do?
Okay, so my name is Martina. I am based in Coopersburg, which is Pennsylvania in United States. And I am running our family real estate business. I'm a part-time substitute teacher at elementary school. And that gives me enough flexibility to take care of a family of two boys, three really with the husband.
Awesome. So I want to try to rewind back time before you came across LMA, before you came across us. What problems were you actually experiencing in your life in terms of your personal development?
So when I came to United States, I was 21, and I felt like this fearless young girl who can accomplish anything. And because I came up with a very small town, I never experienced any challenges, even when it comes to people and personalities and the challenges with different kinds of humans around and their requirements. I was doing well. Everything that I wanted to accomplish, I pretty much accomplished. I put myself through school, I graduated, and really with hard work, cleaning houses, you name it, the jobs that I had. But with hard work, really, I got where I wanted to be. But then I got married into a family that was culturally very different. And that was something that knocked me down, really. All the, you have to become this, you have to become that. Nothing was good enough. And I found myself really full of anxiety, depressed, dizzy day after day. And I didn't know how to get out of it. So I was looking through different YouTube videos to, kind of get myself back on track and realize, maybe that there is a way out of it. And I didn't even know what it is. So little by little, I learned just from the YouTube videos that there's not only one aspect of it, and I have to improve a lot of things that the culture that we were talking about actually, brainwashed us in different ways. My Czech Republic culture. Now I am in a family from Middle East that have different culture and kind of find a good balance in it. So, and then do you want me to tell you how I found the LMA, or is that?
Yeah, go for it. How did you find this?
So as I'm going through all the YouTube videos, which was still helpful, but it kept me alive, I would say. It didn't give me the glue that would put all of these puzzles together that I could actually find some sense out of it. And I came across you in one of the, is it like an infomercial, I would call it.
Like an advert, yeah.
And I usually turn it off, but just like everybody else is saying, there's something very genuine about the way you talk that everybody can connect with your story. Because most of the people in the world are not the Fortune 500 companies owners who come across this problem. It's normal people who are finding a solution to their everyday problems. And you pretty much mentioned that you are one of us. You're one of us, and you got yourself all the way up by putting this self-development program together based on your personal, tough experiences. So I thought, okay, well, I have time frame, because there was, I think you mentioned at that time that you're gonna offer us a free webinar,
Mm.
and it was upcoming like Saturday, so let's say 2 days from now.
Right.
And I thought, okay, well, what do I have to lose, right? Let me look at it. And you actually gave us so much useful information already that when the time came to pay for it, I thought, well, if people spend so much money on education to benefit other people, you name it, mechanic or computer science or whoever, you're benefiting somebody else.
Mm.
Why shouldn't I spend the money on myself and benefit ultimately not only myself but also people around me, right?
Right.
So
So, so you decided to, of course, take the leap of faith forwards. But just before you did, if you was to be honest, Martina, what was your biggest? Because it's your first time, I believe, coming across us. Was it first
yeah.
time?
Oh yeah.
So, what was your biggest fear or concern you had before enrolling in the program, and what ended up putting that fear to rest for you?
Yeah, so that was funny, if you would see, I saw, okay, now you have the limited time to put the money down, and I'm like, oh my god, I never heard of this guy. What do I do? Is it another scam? Because my husband always tells me, you don't trust your right hand, and suddenly I have to put money on somebody I never seen. So I grabbed my phone and I just started looking you up and put there like a Tim Han scams, and, and nothing came out. Nothing came out. I'm like, you know what? All right, maybe if I would look longer, maybe there would be one here. There's always a person who's gonna say some criticism, but that's for the next 2 minutes. I couldn't find anything. I'm like, you know what? Okay, people lose money. I'm gonna give it a shot. I felt that the money you spend for groceries or clothes or, oh god, airfare ticket, someplace Florida, why not to give it a shot and take a chance? I'm gonna treat it like I didn't put an insurance on a flight and something happened. So yeah, so that made up my mind.
Okay, so that made you take a step forwards. Now,
Yeah.
what made you choose LMA over other things you could have continued doing? You could have continued watching more YouTube videos. What made you actually want to enroll in a program?
Yeah, I could have continued. I could have read more books, but I've done it already. And again, not it was not giving me the satisfaction that I needed. So I thought, okay, I have to reach out into something else. And you name it. I tried. People tell me, maybe you just need to talk to somebody. Maybe some psychologist. You need to um, oh gosh, you name it. I tried it all, but I tried psychologists, but you have to be your own psychologist because nobody knows you better than yourself.
Mm.
So, whenever I would say, let's say, okay, I'm missing my country and my family, and this is what's happening, they couldn't relate. So I'm like, okay, this is nonsense. At some point, I became more like the psychologists have issues themselves, and I'm like, okay, who is psychologizing here? Who? So I needed a program that is gonna put all of these tools together that we digged out on YouTube and glue it together because it's not only one problem. So you say maybe, okay, I want to be confident, but you cannot find a tool to be confident without having the right attitude, without having gratitude and positive thinking and be able to reframe. And this is what the program puts it together, that eventually, as you go through it over and over again, because honestly, like I think after 6 weeks, I realized that this is really useful, but I also realized that without repetition, it's not gonna sink in for a long term.
Mm.
This is why I'm sticking with the program, because if you have all of these tools and you're the guide that we need to put it together, who tells us, no, Martina, you need to keep going, and you give us the tough love, and that's what we need. Yeah.
Okay, so you decided to, of course, take that chance, and you joined LMA. Immediately, what would you say surprised you the most or made you feel the happiest about making that decision when you started to get involved with the program?
Community. The community is absolutely amazing because I would actually like to talk to people in person, just like you are, and ask them my own questions, because I really wonder if, in a way, each of us don't have the support that we really need. So I have family in Czech Republic. I love them, but if I would turn to them for advice, they would be like, "Oh, stop whining. Now you go to my husband's family, and I'm gonna say something. They're gonna go and gossip about it. You're gonna go outside and vent to somebody. They're gonna be like, oh my God, look at this. She keeps complaining." This community is somebody that everybody's in the same boat, and they tell you, "Oh, I've been there. Listen, just read it all over again and just keep going." And they give you the love, the the support that you really need to feel that you at a not judgmental place, and you can be open and you can say exactly how you feel and what bothers you, and people still gonna say, "Wow, thank you for sharing, that's very big of you, and now we are on the same journey together, so let's get to the destination together." It's beautiful. No, this is the family. You call it family, but this is really the family that I never had. And there are some people you connect more with than others, but this is normal. You cannot connect with all, who knows, 1,000 people. You don't have time during the day, for that. But at the same time, you have pick and choose. You have your favorites, and it's just amazing, and these people are your true family, and I'm not letting them go anywhere. Yeah.
So you say this is a family that you've never had, and you say community has helped you a lot. What specifically do you find beneficial for your personal development, having that community?
That sometimes when you open up, people give you different point of views. Sometimes they send you personal message and they tell you, "Well, just wanted to bring this up to you, that maybe you could look at it this way or that way." And that's something that you don't get anywhere else in a book. The book is not going to talk to you back, or the YouTube. This is an actual life. This is not some robots. These are real people who truly care for you, because you care for them. That's probably the biggest value, that it's real community of people who are very smart, successful, but we all struggle with different aspects in life, but ultimately all the aspects, everybody has, how can I say this, everybody has like, again, their piece of puzzles missing, so we can help each other out to find the pieces.
Okay. So in terms of going through the LMA experience, the program itself, what would you say were the biggest benefit you experienced for yourself?
Well, I just talked about a community. The biggest benefit is probably when I slip sometimes still, because this is not ingrained yet. It's getting there, and it makes a huge difference, because I can, let's say, the speed of recovery, that when you're feeling down, I can recover myself much faster than I used to feel sorry for myself and lock myself in a pity world and just be, feeling down, and what do I do next? I can live like this and talk myself negative. I can actually bring myself up much faster. And the best thing about this program is that it's very easily accessible. So you can just wash dishes and you can put the program on and re-listen to it. You can't do it with a book. You have to sit down and have peace for it. You could do it with a YouTube, but again, this is the program that puts it all nicely together. So if you re-listen to it over and over again, it brings you back on the track. So I am now, when I hit the rock bottom, and I'm like, I would like to be 10. I am somewhere maybe 9 now, like 4, 5. Not where I need to be yet, but I know that with a repetition, I can get rid of all the old habits and negativity. And as long as I bring this program back up on a regular basis, I have 100% belief that this is gonna be 10 at some point.
Okay.
This is what I'm going all the way.
Definitely. And repetition is everything. Really ingraining that into your subconscious. Yeah. Sounds great. So what would you say you liked? Actually, I suppose you said the community is what you like the most about LMA, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. The final question would be this then. You said the biggest fear and concern you had was you thought it could have been a scam, right? So you kind of been on the other side now, and you've also now are on this side. So you've gone through the experience itself. So what advice would you give to somebody who's sitting on the fence, who's kind of on that decision sort of angle that you were in not too long ago? What advice would you give to somebody right now who's thinking about joining LMA, but they're not too sure? What would you say to them?
Get off that fence and get on it. Yeah. I mean, I kind of brought it up at the beginning that if you don't feel content and you feel that you don't have that flow in your life, and there is constantly something that kind of, like, you know, subconsciously suffocates you, as much as we sometimes feel that it's their fault and it's because of that we tend to point fingers, this program shows you that the biggest thing to have contentment is really your mindset. And as long as you can as long as you are able to control your mindset, then you're gonna find a way to get that contentment and whatever you want to be. So this is the program, the only thing that opened my eyes. And as I am actually even talking about it, and I talk to my children about it, and I tell my husband about it, I can see how little by little it's not influencing only me, but people around me in a positive way. And it's just beautiful, and it makes you smarter, it makes you more articulated. Even I'm still struggling, but the more you have all of this beautiful positive vocabulary, then you can pass it on other people who are gonna respond to you positively as well. So if you are on fence thinking, oh my God, this life is just so awful and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and you keep blaming yourself, just give it a shot. Give it a shot. This is a one-time investment. That there's plenty of these testaments that people really really found a beautiful new way of living. Yes, definitely do it.
Okay.
Give them my
Well,
contact number. I'll tell them more.
well, Martina, like you were saying earlier, it's all about the journey. It's all about repetition. And like I said, on week 6 of LMA, we're just getting started after all. And so I just want to say it's not the end for us, just the beginning. And so I really look forward to seeing how you're going to grow. And of course, I'm also going to see you in Koh Samui, Thailand as well, which is going to be awesome. And so firstly, thank you so much for your time today for this interview. And
thank you for giving me the opportunity.
You're welcome. And for those of you who are checking out this video, just want to say thank you so much for your time today as well. And I hope you got the insights you're after. And as always, follow your heart and take action and create the life you're truly born to live.